Welcome back, everybody. Blue Jays lose 8-3 to the Philadelphia Phillies. We fall to 31-29 on the year, just 2 games above 500 again. We're maintaining more or less with the wild card teams right now. We're sitting just back of a spot, but within striking range. Not a big deal there. Still early, still lots of time on that front, but it is something to start keeping an eye on. In this game, we went up against Christopher Sanchez, and Christopher Sanchez is a lot better than anything the Athletics were able to throw at us, and it showed. And the Philadelphia Phillies lineup is very potent, as Bowden Francis found out, as he went just an inning and 2/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. I would like to touch on Bowden just because he's become a real issue, and he was probably the story of the game. When you give up 6 runs in the top of the first inning, you've really set your team up to fail. There's not a lot of coming back from that, really. Like your offense, everybody's expecting it to keep going on, and they're like, oh great, if we don't put up 10 runs today, we're not winning this one. So it is a bit of a tone setter for the entire series, really. Hopefully not, but it does feel that way. I wanted to look into Bowden Francis because I wanted to know what was so different from last year. And unfortunately, there isn't something that's super obvious. He's still getting a lot of swing and miss, which really surprised me. Like his splitter, 35.7%, his curveball, 36.4%, his slider, 40.9%, and then his fastball is only getting 15%, but it was only 18% last year, whereas all the other pitches are actually improved off of last year. So he's getting a ton of swing and miss, but he's also just getting slugged to death, as we can see by the pitches that he leaves middle, which happens just way, way too often. One thing I noticed, though, was his pitch usage. He's increased the splitter from 18% last year to 23% this year, and then his curveball is down. He used it 18% last year and only 13% this year. And then the slider and sinker, that he used 9.3% on the slider and 3% on the sinker last year, especially to right-handers, both of those pitches. This year, he's not really using them much at all, as the slider's only showing 5% of the time, and the sinker's been used just 0.2% of the time. So I don't know if that's something that's changed mechanically, that he's unable to get the same kind of run on his sinker, or whether that's just a choice that he just no longer wants to throw it, and maybe he's just going to throw that splitter a little bit more often instead, or I don't know what the thought process is there. Clearly they're thinking something, but I don't know if that's been a good decision or not, cutting those next 2 pitches out, as he has been very four-seamer, splitter, and curveball heavy this year, whereas he did show a little bit more variety last year. But obviously with the placement, his fastball velocity is around the same. He's 92.5, he was 92.9 last year, but that's not enough to blow past guys, and if you're not mixing it up, if you're not keeping them off speed, if you're not hitting your spots with that, that is batting practice for the lineups that are as good as the Phillies. Anyways, just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's get into the recap real quick. So like I say, first inning was an absolute just gong show. Stott walks to lead off the game. Turner homers right after him. Harper homers right after him. It's 3-0, and it feels like 5 seconds into the game. Schwarber strikes out. Bohm singles. Castellanos hit by pitch. Kepler singles. Scoring Bohm. 4-0. Real Muto singles. Marsh strikes out. Stott singles, scoring Castellanos, scoring Kepler, making it 6-0 Phillies at this point, and you're almost ready to turn the game off. He gets Trey Turner to fly out the second time through the lineup, so I guess good for him, but it's already 6-0. Again, with Christopher Sanchez on the mound on the other side, you're just not feeling this one right off the hop, and that's fine too, I should say. We just won 5 in a row. We had tough series against, the Padres where we swept them. The Rangers series, we did pretty good there. They were pretty garbage on offense specifically. Their pitching was okay, but their offense was terrible. The Rays series, we lost 2-1. I think we were 5-4 in our previous 9, and then we rattled off the 4-game win streak against the Athletics as well. So losing 1 isn't a big deal. I'm not going to overreact to 1 down game, especially when it is Bowden Francis who just imploded, and a very good pitcher on the other side. Like, you will lose more of these games than not, most likely. So yeah, I'm not going to overreact to 1 loss, but they definitely need to bounce back in this series. And, with some more favorable pitching matchups today, and then we go up against Luzardo tomorrow, hopefully we can battle back and win at least one of these next 2 and just kind of salvage some momentum in this series. Bottom first, Sanchez dices us up pretty much. Bichette grounds out, Guerrero strikes out, Springer walks, and then Kirky grounds out, so keeps it 6-0. And then they continue to pile on in the second when Harper walks to lead off the inning. Schwarber pops out, Bohm singles, and then Castellanos flies out to score the run, making it 7-0. And we go to Eric Lauer. And thank you, Eric Lauer, in this one. As he goes on, let me just check the box score. I believe he got 4 flat. Yeah, so he goes 4 innings pitched, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no hits against a Phillies offense that was buzzing. So that was a really good work by him. And I'm thinking next time through the rotation, it should just be an Eric Lauer start day. And Bowden's probably got to go down to AAA to figure something out. Or maybe you try and piggyback him off somebody else just so that they are maybe game planning for a different pitcher and Bowden can just come in for, say, a 2-inning stint just to try and give him a change of scenery, a change of pace. Let him maybe ramp up his fastball a little bit extra for a couple of innings and just build some positive momentum. Let him try and put up a couple clean innings out of a relief role maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him another turn through the rotation, but that leash is getting short as we have to call up Spencer Turnbull, I believe, by tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. It's within a couple of days anyways. So Bowden Francis probably at the end of his leash in terms of being a starter this go around. But we all remember last year as well, the way that he got sent down to AAA after being brutal, and he came back up and was the best pitcher in baseball. So these things can change quickly. He can go down to AAA or wherever, maybe to the bullpen, make a couple tweaks, come back and look good. Because like I say, he hasn't lost his velocity. He hasn't lost his stuff really. It's just a matter of placement. And at this point, I think his confidence is probably a little bit shot as well. So it remains 7-0 until the bottom of the 5th inning when we finally get through on Sanchez with a Davis Schneider home run, 372 feet to right center field. Really good piece of hitting by Davis Schneider against a tough lefty. He got a slider and he didn't miss it, puts it out opposite field. Miles Straw flies out after him. Jimenez walks. Bichette singles. First and second, 1 out. Guerrero Jr. grounds out to the pitcher. Springer walks. Kirky grounds out. So the 5th inning was our chance to push through there and kind of make it a ball game. We had runners on. We had multiple outs to play with. We were unable to get anything across. You make it 7-3 there, 7-4 maybe, and all of a sudden you're back in it. But, just unable to do so. Kept it 7-1, and that's the way it goes sometimes. Swanson comes in to pitch for us in the 8th, and I'm skipping ahead here because the game was more or less out of hand here, so I'll just highlight the scoring. Swanson comes in, Marsh fouls out, Stott flies out, and then Turner takes him deep for a home run, 373 feet to left field. Harper then fouls out. So, the one mistake pitch, Swanson's still coming back, still trying to get dialed in. This is the type of game we would like to see him make his first few appearances in. Just low leverage, work on your stuff, work on getting major league hitters out again. So I was fine with this. It's a home run. It's not ideal. You want to see him come back guns blazing, striking everybody out, but that's a little bit unrealistic coming back from arm injuries. Lazar comes in to pitch for Philadelphia. He gets Springer to strike out. Kirky walks, and then Addison Barger hits an absolute bomb. Typical Barger fashion, swinging out of his shoes again, connects with it, ropes it out. Good on him. 373 feet to right field. Makes it 8-3 for the Phillies, but too little too late, as in the 9th inning, we have Fisher come in and pitch a clean inning, and then Hernandez shuts us down with Alan Roden coming in to hit for Straw. Jimenez pops out, and Bichette flies out. Game, set, match, 8-3 Phillies. Again, Blue Jays dropped to 31-29 on the year. And we got a pitcher problem. We got to figure out this starting pitching rotation right now. Turnbull, like I say, is coming back. We've got Manoah coming back in maybe a couple of months. We've got Max Scherzer, who's hovering around like a parent at the ball field. Maybe he'll come back soon, but Eric Lauer has deserved a start, in my opinion. But we've got to have, 1 or 2 extra guys on top of Lauer come in and give us productive starts or bulk innings. Braden Fisher's been really good, so I'm thinking maybe we start leaning on him and Paxton Schultz a little bit more often, although we saw how that last start went. But yeah, starting pitching is probably the weak point of this team right now, which has kind of shifted from the offense. Now, most of the rotation's been good, but again, these 2 spots there, the Bowden Francis and then the bullpen day, we got to figure out quickly. Anyways, did you guys watch the game? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below, all right? And don't forget to like and subscribe. We will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.